folks. I don't know where the F1... Oh, yeah, at the bottom. I don't know what's going on, folks, but we're back and we're going to try...
That's just part of the game.
Yeah, we're going to try to get through the rest of this stream as quickly as possible. We've got half of Tier 1 left, and we've just announced Chris Pratt, Dumbest Hornet in the Ferrari, and his teammate is the rapid man, the Italian job himself, and that is Damiano Ugioni, or simply known as Ugioni.
Yeah, I don't even bother asking him what team he wants now. I just go, congrats, champion, Ferrari again? Question mark.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we move over to the Haasmobiles.
Typically he's in the pits now, but funny enough, Wookiee's finally left the pits, so I'm going to focus on the AlphaTauri because I've missed him three times now.
So the first guy taking a seat, I believe he's new to the comms team. He's of course a very fast German. It is Stefan Rack, also known as LRL. And joining him is of course last season's Tier 2 champion. When I asked him what team he wanted, he said he wanted the same. I believe there's some joke behind this, some private reason, which he's going to tell me one day. But it's, of course, Federico Sabelli, also known as Sociopath.
That, again, is a very quick pairing, that one. Very, very quick.
Certainly is.
And then moving down to, we're going to focus on one of our newest drivers, Hager Boy. He is in the papaya mobile of the McLaren, and a pairing this time who get on really well, and I do believe one is the coach and mentor of the other. And the first man is the man who is the most, well, he's got the most championships in MRC, and I've spoken to him the last day or two. He wants more. He said, yes, I'm greedy, but I still want more. Which is a very scary prospect to everyone else in Tier 1 and MRCX.
Sorry, Chris, you're doomed.
Yeah, Chris has got... yeah. It's the rapid German Mr. Alex Jasecki, otherwise known as Saviour. And his teammate is... I think he was a steward for a little while.
Still is.
Oh, still is a steward. Fantastic news. Well, are you going to call him later? Are you going to call him tomorrow? Call him maybe, or you want to call him the Brave? It's Darrell Braff.
Another fairly good pairing. I know they love to be teamed up together.
Yeah, they do. To be fair, this next pairing's pretty good and good friends as well. Oh, typically one's gone in the pits. There we go. There's another one.
Oh
well, this
we've got at least
changed,
one.
Isn't it?
It is. It's the same pairing as last season. It's of course. In one seat we have the French Scouser, Anthony Huxley Nato, also known as Anthony 97. And of course it's the bridesmaid of MRC. In the other seat, it's of course Chris Bailey.
Next time, catch the flowers. And then you might be next.
He seems to miss them every time.
He does, doesn't he?
God, you must be running out of salt round at your place.
To be fair, he mentioned something earlier and I thought, okay, who are we going to take the mick out of most on this team draw? And, well, we've kind of doing the rounds, so we're doing okay. Let's have a look. Have we got one on track?
Yeah,
we do. We've got DRS Julia in the Red Bull, and another strong pairing as well. A man who loves to qualify really well. Doesn't always go well in the race, but I'm sure he's got a lot of potential, and he's a very, very quick man. And that is Lauren Fortes, otherwise known as Floppy Loppy. Or just Loppy.
It's got to be the least flattering nickname we give anybody in the entire league.
That was actually the Banshee when he was with us. That was Gav that gave him that one, and we just kind of ran with it. Yeah. And the man who, he's in a Ferrari currently in the pits at the moment. I'm not going to do what I said last time. The man who's got a lot of kisses either side of his name, who looks like the old MSN who needs a love heart, a rose, and lips and winky faces next to his long, long name. It's Ben van dem Emster, and that is otherwise known as G-Star Snipes.
The man who's the self-proclaimed stupid.
Oh, I forgot about that. Forgot about that one.
It's alright, we could get away with it because he said it about himself.
He did, yeah.
And typically Ryan's gone in the pits for the last team.
Yeah, he has, so we're going to look at Wookie again, another sort of blue. Close enough.
So
I was going in
first
the
up in
pits as well. Will people stop going in the pits? Right, so the ads come out, that'll do.
So first up we have, of course, the man with the zoo. He's not on track at the moment. It is Calvin Mack, also known as BRD Calvin, will be in the Williams this time around. And joining him, I believe this could be quite a good pairing because they're both very fast on their day. Ryan's just come out of the pits as well. Taking a step up from Tier 2, it is of course Alex Ajik. So that could be quite a good pairing.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong pairings. I think, to be fair, throughout the tier, I mean, Tier 2 is open to anyone. Tier 3, mixing a lot of the Tier 4 drivers stepping up and obviously coming into the permanent seats in Tier 3 with some of the stalwarts, if you like. I think those two tiers especially are just really open. Really, really open. It's going to be a very interesting season.
To be fair, I think all the tiers are.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a more competitive-looking roster of drivers for a very long time, to be honest with you, by each tier.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I think
Tier 2's been like this for a while. It's always been any team could win it, any person could win it on any day.
It has, but I feel like the level of intensity in Tier 2 has actually increased. And I don't just mean intensity, I mean like literally everyone's upped their game. And
yes,
also we've also got the arrival of a couple of Tier 1 drivers coming down into Tier 2 as well. It's yeah, I think that's going to be it's going to be sweaty.
It is, and then obviously this season, of course, there's one or two tracks. I mean, we've visited Qatar previously, but we've never been to Las Vegas before. Even F1 haven't been there just yet. So that is going to be, there's a lot of unknowns going on, and I don't know about you guys. I know some of you like to do like your career modes as well alongside, and my team and things like that. I know a lot of our viewers do and racers do as well. I don't, because I don't have the time. But I was literally visiting some of these tracks for the first time yesterday, and there's some little minor track changes to a couple that I've noticed that just make a bit of a difference. Singapore, some of the corners aren't as severe, some of the curbs aren't as bad, and I think it's even in Zandvoort, the second to last corner that was treacherous, still is a bit wider than it previously was. And the DRS zone's a lot earlier than it was as well.
Yeah, I believe that's going in line with reality, where it kicks in sort of halfway around the banking.
Yeah, that I think. Oh, Ryan got a bit squirrely and lost outside the exit turn 1. But that I think, with heavy fuel and worn tyres, the DRS open there. I mean, I'm capable of losing it at any track with no traction control, so that doesn't really matter to me, but I'll easily lose it there. But that, I think, with the lack of downforce around there, it could potentially throw up quite a bit of a challenge for a lot of the drivers with dirty air, worn tyres, and less downforce on the rear. It could be an interesting one, that.
Could be. I guess we'll find out from Friday when we start there.
Yeah, in about 23 hours' time.
Yeah, we've got 13 races. We've got a 2-week break for Christmas as well, which is nice.
I know. What are we going to do?
Drink and eat mince pies and probably, guff a lot due to eating a lot of turkey and stuffing and stuff.
I've already started eating mince pies.
Oh, really? I mean,
Yeah.
It's
October.
I know. I mean,
I love
to be
mince
fair,
pies.
it is weird when you walk into a pub now and they've got Halloween and Christmas stuff up. You've got a skeleton or a zombie figure next to a Christmas tree. It's a little bit weird.
You must go to weird pubs, mate. I've never seen that in my life.
I just go to a lot of pubs.
Is it one of these special rum dungeons you go to?
It just goes to the pub too often, that's what it is.
I just go to pubs. It's weird when everyone knows your name. It's like Cheers. Every pub I go into, it's like an episode of Cheers. And I think I've just probably lost half the audience again.
Yeah,
Probably.
and at least a third of the commentary team as well. So, is there anything else we want to talk about? We've got a few minutes left, haven't we? We've got 3.5 minutes or so left.
Yeah, I think it's just, with obviously the teams now, as Martin said, in the driver lineups, we've got very, very competitive tiers, and I think it's going to be an interesting season, this one. I think it's going to be interesting to see how people adapt to the new penalty system is going to be key. And see how people behave on track. Hopefully it's last season, hopefully it was just an anomaly, shall we say, and people get back to, we've seen last night, before PSN servers and Codemasters decided to have an absolute fit on us 10 laps or so from the end, that the racing last night was absolutely incredible, and I hope that we're going to have another full season of that again across all three tiers.
That's been true of most of these kind of inter-season races that we've had, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, the UK versus World, which we're not going to talk about too much because, bear in mind we're from the UK. There was some fantastic races, especially around Imola in particular. The second race was incredible. So, let's hope it was just a little anomaly last time out, and we see some of the fantastic wheel-to-wheel action, and a lot of the tracks we go to are very technical tracks. Some of them are quite narrow. There's limited places to overtake, and I think strategy is going to be even more important this season than it has been previous.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, like you say, the last couple of weeks, and especially last night, was very good racing. So if that carries over to the new season, we should be good.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole point of this new penalty system, isn't it? Is it's to try to make people think before they make a move. That's all we really want people to do, is to consider what they're doing and when they're doing it. Because what was happening a lot of the time last season was people trying to make moves in places where you shouldn't make moves, basically, or making them in a kind of ill-considered way without really thinking through the implications of what they're doing, because a door is closing, or because there's 3 cars there, or any of those kind of silly things that kind of in the heat of the moment people sometimes ignore a little bit. This season, hopefully people will be very, very conscious of the fact that they really need to think about the consequences of their actions.
Yeah, exactly that. And, we've had a mix of feedback really from it, early doors, and some people have gone, oh, that's a bit overly harsh, and some people have gone, oh, I like that. And like everything, we evolve, we adapt, adapt, improvise, and overcome. And that's the aim. We're not necessarily... Yeah, that's where I was coming from with that. That is exactly where I was coming from.
You'd barely last 5 minutes in the park, let alone in the wilds up a mountain for 3 weeks.
I don't like it outside. It's big and scary. But, and that's where, if things clean up, we'll change it again next season. And we're not afraid to do that. We're not afraid to change things mid-season, as we've done in the past as well. So, if we all behave, and then all good, really.
Yep, let's hope so.
Yep.
Here's to a good season.
Yep, exactly that. Season 12 gets underway, as we mentioned, in just less than 23 hours' time with MRC X here in Zandvoort, and it'll be Connor Hardy to start with, who will take you through the action as part of the commentary team. So we're going to welcome him back to the comms box once again for the season ahead, and it's going to be an interesting one. We're looking forward to it. And then on Monday evening, Tier 2 will kick us off at 7 p.m. The one that's now going to be called the Sweaty Tier, as dubbed by Mr. Hills himself. And then the Spinny Tier, well, it is by me, is going to be following suit at 8:45 on Monday evening. So don't forget to ring the bell. Hopefully we won't have these issues with the stream. Hopefully this is just a one-off for whatever reason.
Oh, it's gone again. Literally, as you've said that, it's just gone.
Oh.
You broke the stream.
How have it happened 3 times?
Yep, it's gone again.
It's weird. It says